Good morning. My name is Lee O'Neill. Today we're going to talk about creating interactive lesson activities in Smart Notebook. Specifically, we're going to look at hide and reveal activities. These are some of the quickest activities that you can place on your Smart Notebook page that will create that interactivity that you and your students are looking for to create higher engagement as you deliver your lessons. The three types of hide and reveal activities that we're going to focus on in this lesson are move and reveal, order and reveal, and erase and reveal. Now when you use a move and reveal, it's just what it says it is. You'll move one object to reveal the answer underneath. When you use an order and reveal, you're using layers. So you'll move an object and magically the answer will appear through that object. The last one is an erase and reveal. You'll actually use the eraser tool from the toolbar to go up and erase in a particular area, removing the digital ink that's been placed there, hiding the answer, and the answer will be revealed as you erase. So let's look at how these work. Generally, you always want to have your question typed on your page or your point of discussion so that your audience can reference it. In this case, where is Tutankhamun's tomb? Now we've got our answer hidden here 3 different ways. Normally you wouldn't have 3 different ways when you're delivering a lesson. This is just to point out to you 3 different options you have for hiding the answer. In this case, the move and reveal, this colored box indicates to me that there is information under it. So I've asked the question, my audience and I have had some discussion, we've decided, and now let's see who's the winner. Those of you that answered Valley of the Kings got it right. You can simply move the box back and the answer's hidden again for the next class. In the second example, the order and reveal, the answer is actually sitting right here in this box. The text is the same color as the page background. So when I move another object on top of it, if I've used my layers correctly, the text will appear. I'm going to use the same box just for demonstration purposes. As I slide this box over the other object, the answer appears, Valley of the Kings. It's there. There we go. It's a fun way to create interest as you're doing discussions with your students. The last way, sort of a tactical way, younger students especially like to come up and erase. This is a great activity to use when sequencing and maybe leaving one thing out and hiding the answer and then just erasing quickly. So in this case, I know that there's some information hidden here. I'm going to choose my eraser tool from my toolbar. I can make it a little fatter to make it erase a little faster. I can also use my eraser from my pen tray if I wanted to. And I'm just going to erase and my answer appears. So let's create some interactivity. What I'd like you to do is just follow along with me and watch as I demonstrate the technique to create each of these types of hide and reveals. And then I'll give you a few minutes in a little while to create your own hide and reveal activities and share with the class. Alright, I've got my question typed up here. What is the sum of 4 plus 4? We're going to start with move and reveal. We're going to go in the same order. Remember, this was the colored box that I just slid over to reveal the answer. So the first thing I want to do is to create a text box with my answer in it. I'm just going to use the text tool from the toolbar. I'm going to touch my board. I'm going to use my on-screen keyboard, since I'm at the board, to type my answer. Just minimize it for later. I might make my answer just a little bit bigger. The next thing I want to do is create that box to hide that answer. So I'm going to go to my toolbar again and choose a shape. Whoops, hold it down just a little bit too hard. Choose my shape tool. You can choose any shape. In this case, I'll choose a rectangle. I want to choose a fill color that has a contrast in background from my page background. My page background's white, so as long as I pick a dark color, I'll be able to hide the answer. And then I think I'll choose orange. Make sure it's selected. Now when I draw my shape, it covered my answer. Now in the examples that I showed you, I didn't have any instructions for the boxes or for the user. I created the activity, I knew what was going to happen. If you're creating this activity for others to use, you might want to put instructions so that they'll know that the answer is hidden underneath here. Just looking at this, it wouldn't dawn on a lot of people that the answer's under here. So once I have my rectangle covering my answer, I can get my arrow tool, double click it, and now I'm in text mode on that shape. So you can see my cursor blinking here. I've brought up my on-screen keyboard, and I'd like to give some instructions. Move to reveal answer. All right, I'm just going to minimize my keyboard. Now I'd like to probably change my text color so that it's contrasting. Notice I forgot to select my text first. So I want to select my text. Now I can change to a contrasting text color. Another thing I might want to do is center that up on the shape. And I might want to move it down a few lines. And I've just used my on-screen keyboard to create some lines to center it up on the shape. So now, someone coming up to the board would know that underneath this box lies the answer to what is the sum of 4 plus 4. Make sure you have the arrow tool selected. Slide to reveal the answer. Slide it back to cover it up. That is move and reveal. Very simple. The second one that we want to do is order and reveal. You go ahead and type your answer just like you did with move and reveal, and I'm going to just go through every single step. I'm going to choose my text tool, pull up my on-screen keyboard, touch somewhere, and type my answer. Again, maybe make it a little bigger. That might be too big. Now what I want to do is create a box that will reveal this answer when I slide it over. You know, in this case, I think I'll use a fun shape like the star or the heart. As long as the shape has a contrasting background, same as move and reveal, so we're all the same so far. This will work. The big thing is the layers, the order of the layers, which I'll demonstrate in just a second. So in this case, I think I'll take the star, and I'll just draw my star. Now back. Now when I slide, oh, I've hidden the answer. What am I doing wrong? This should really be, this text should be the same color as my background so that it will appear through the filled shape. So I'm going to go back here, make this text white because my background is white. Now notice when I move the star, nothing's appearing. Perhaps I should make sure this star is at the back. Now, magically, it appears. Several key things there. You want to make sure your answer is the same color as your page background. You want to make sure your filled shape is all the way at the back. This text layer is actually at the front of the page. The star's going behind the text layer, making it magically reveal the text. So one more time, I'm going to make sure I have my arrow tool. Here's my text. My text needs to be the same color as my page background. My shape needs to have a contrasting color. My shape needs to be at the back, and it's already on center back. I can tell because it's grayed out. Now when I move my shape, the answer appears. Again, it's not a bad idea, especially if you're not the one using this particular activity, to type instructions on your shape so that they'll know to move to reveal the answer. Again, in this case I'm saying slide up to reveal answer. The black text is okay right here, but I might change it to blue. And using my keyboard, I'm going to return down just a little bit and maybe center it up so that it's easier to see. There we go. Slide up to reveal the answer. So I'm on the arrow tool, slide up, there's my answer. All right, so we've conquered two of them. We've conquered move and reveal. We've conquered order and reveal. The big difference in the two is that your text is the same color as your background and that you have to think about the order of your visible shape. It has to be at the back. The next one is erase and reveal. Now, erase and reveal, you have to use digital ink for the text to appear. You can't erase type text or an object. So I am going to go ahead and type my answer because I don't want my answer to be erased. So I have my keyboard, I'm going to touch somewhere, and I'm going to type my answer. Make it a little bit big. Now I have to use a pen tool and color over my answer in the same color as my page background. So I'm going to choose my pen tool from the toolbar. My page background is white, so I'm going to be sure to choose a white pen. Make sure I got white. Yep. Oops, held it down a little too hard. Let's try that again. Pen tool. Make sure I have a white pen. And I like to use a fat line. It just makes it go a little faster. So now when I'm using a blue one, that's not what I wanted. I wanted white. So I'm going to use undo. Let's try this again. Pen tool. Choose this pen. Choose the color for this pen. I want white. Did I get it? The board is not. There we go. I got it now because it highlighted it. Board's a little sensitive today. I'll check my line thickness. Still have a fat line. So now when I color over my answer, it's the same color as my page background. So when my students come up here, I probably need some information for them. I might want another text box, let's say right here. And in this case, I think I'll say erase to the left to reveal the answer. Back to my arrow tool. So now I'm telling them they need to erase in this area to reveal the answer. Be sure they choose the eraser tool. You can make it a little fat like I demonstrated before. And as long as they're swiping somewhere in this area, the answer is going to appear. So those are the three techniques: move and reveal, order and reveal, and erase and reveal. Some of the things they have in common: these two both use shapes. These two, or this particular one, uses the digital ink. That's very important. You have to write over it with the pen tool because you can only erase digital ink. You cannot erase text or objects. All right, let's talk about how you can use this activity to create interactive lessons for your students. So what are some examples, some ways you might use it? Sequencing, right? Which letter comes next? Which number comes next in the sequence? Good. For engaging discussions. Good. Review games, right? That way the answers are already there and prepared. Ask the question, the teams duke it out, and then you can magically reveal the answer. Some other ideas: